Good morning. Welcome to Tuesday. This is Mornings with Luann and Tim on TV. Hope you're having an awesome one. Hope you have a really nice, warm, fresh cup of coffee. He doesn't. He ran out of time.
Well, it's not my fault. It's Julie Primo's fault. She's here from Arch. She's one of our guests, and I made her a coffee first, so I didn't get a chance to make myself one. But I'm not bitter.
So you're being a lovely host and being polite and everything, but now you're whining about it. No. So like it kind of takes away from it.
I like this color.
Yeah, good for you. So anyway, how are you this morning?
It's all about me.
Yeah, it's all about you. What did you do last night?
I went to my sister's for a birthday party.
And?
We had pizza and wings.
Cake?
What?
Did you bring me cake?
No, and it was really good too. It was Auntie Dorothy's recipe. Dorothy Kuchar.
Auntie Dorothy's recipe, and you didn't even bring any?
Yeah, you even know who that is.
Auntie Dorothy, like,
do you know who that is?
Auntie Dorothy Kuchar. Yeah, of course I do. Yes.
She was the sister of Jane Barsanti. So when they opened Root River Golf Club together, Jane was the first woman to get a liquor license in Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario.
Really?
For her business, for
so
the club.
So she was a booze hound. Okay.
Yes. So Dorothy was her sister, and Dorothy was the original cook at Root River.
Oh.
And she's famous for her lemon tarts at Root River, and also she's just like her Genettis and.
What kind of cake was it?
It's chocolate cake, but there's secret stuff you put in Auntie Dorothy's chocolate cake, so it's super moist.
Auntie Dorothy, just one chocolate cake.
Auntie Dorothy's now 98 years old, still living on her own in an apartment and still baking.
Well, yeah, so one cake on TV.
Dorothy, I don't think, okay, somebody tell Dorothy Kuchar to make us a cake. It was really good. But Karen, my sister Karen, is also a great baker.
Awesome.
So she made the cake,
nice
and Michaela
time.
turned 60 on the 1st, and so she's up from Toronto, so we got to have a family.
She's going to be thrilled you said her age on television.
She doesn't care.
Oh, no?
No.
Good for her.
She looks amazing. When you look like that, Michaela still looks like she's in her 40s, for heaven's sakes.
You guys age well.
Eternally youthful.
Well, your sisters do.
I have my Joan Crawford routine.
What's that?
You fill your sink full of ice cubes at 4 o'clock in the morning and you go, boom, and then you come up and you're all tight.
That looks soothing.
I know.
It looks nice and relaxing, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Hey, Justin Trudeau's in trouble. I know.
Why? Because he tweeted?
Because he tweeted. Trevor Noah was emceeing a dinner in honor of Nelson Mandela, and Justin Trudeau wasn't able to be there, so he tweeted to Noah that Canada will donate $50 million to the Education Cannot Wait program in the name of Nelson Mandela. So I thought, wow, look at that. We're cool. Like, we're donating. We're right into it. We understand the importance of that. People are ticked off. He tweeted it. So Andrew Scheer, who's the leader of the PC Federal Party, said, you know what? It's one thing to donate money, but it's another thing to do it on Twitter to suck up to personalities.
Yeah.
Boom.
So,
what do you think?
I think that Andrew Scheer's jealous and ridiculous. First of all, that money didn't just come out of nowhere.
Well,
that was already set aside and dedicated. We've done this before. Canada has done this before for supporting women's issues around the world.
Yes.
We have money in the budget. We do it. It's one of the things we do.
Right.
Not a huge surprise that this money was going anywhere. He didn't just make this up and say, I think I'll spend $50 million.
I think people think that he's like another leader that we know of, another powerful country, who tweets just boom.
So
Justin Trudeau knew what he was talking about and had the money.
Sucking up to Trevor Noah. It's just
why does he have to suck up to Trevor Noah?
He doesn't have to suck up to anybody. And by the way, so what? So what if our prime minister is kind of maybe hip and cool and like tweets people and is like what?
He's not tweeting nasty things about people at least. He's tweeting that we are going to give $50 million to educate young women.
Then you get all the comments. Why are we spending money? You know what? It's what we've done. It's not. This is not new. Pay attention. Just because you just heard about it is not a reason to get ticked off about it.
Wow. I'm going to get you a coffee.
People just make me crazy when they go like this
whine
about the dumbest things.
Well, and you know what? It's because of social media.
They're jealous. They're just jealous.
And they can voice their opinions and be rude and be mean and be cruel.
You know what?
And be anonymous. So and that's why they do it.
So what? He wears dress socks that have colors on them. So
I think it's cute.
Frickin' what? Honest to gosh.
Like, really? I think it's fun.
They don't like. People don't like someone or their politics, and so they just pick them apart.
A former co-host of mine, who will remain unnamed, Scott Turnbull, said that he's the shiny pony of Canada, which I always thought Justin Trudeau.
Justin's the shiny pony?
And I used to just get so irritated because it's so superficial to say that.
Yeah. Did you see him talk about
shiny pony.
Did you see him talk about quantum physics?
Yeah.
That's not a shiny pony.
Uh-huh.
The Cher show opened on Broadway this week on Monday.
How'd it go? She looks awesome.
It's the injection.
Oh my word.
No, well.
Everybody talks about how awesome her and Jane Fonda look, and they're in there said, well, 72,
yeah. She's 72, Cher.
Of course they look that awesome.
72 years old.
Like, seriously, I bet she's got fat ankles.
No, I was actually, look, she was sitting Kennedy Center Honors. She won Kennedy Center Honors. And she was wearing these black platform shoes, open toe, and fishnets and stuff, and crossed, like, lots of thighs showing. She doesn't have fat ankles. She doesn't discuss fat anything.
She doesn't have fat anything.
72 years old. Anyway, so her show opened on Broadway, so all the celebrities were there, including Cher. It was the night after her Kennedy Center Honors on Sunday was the opening night of Broadway. So she's in the see, she's not in the show. The Cher show is about her legacy and her music.
Oh, but she's not in it.
So there are actresses who play Cher over the years.
No way. And she was in. Oh my gosh, how nervous would you be if you're playing Cher and Cher is looking at you?
You know who else was in the audience? Kanye and Kim. Kanye West and Kim Kardashian.
So wouldn't be nervous about that.
And so there they are, Kanye and Kim, and one of the actors, his name is Jared Spector. He plays Sonny Bono in the show.
Oh, right, okay.
So Jared Spector sent this tweet out. Hey, at Kanye West, so cool that you're here at the Cher show. If you look up from your cell phone, you'll see we're doing a show up here. It's opening night, kind of a big deal for us. Thanks so much.
The actor saw him on his phone.
Kanye was on his phone tweeting during the show. He got called out by the guy that plays Sonny Bono, who tweeted to him while he was in the audience. Called him out on it. Put your phone down. We're doing a show up here.
What a class act. How classy is that?
And Kanye
I mean, when you're on the stage, correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
The lights are, it takes a lot for you to notice somebody, period.
Not really.
No?
No. When the audience is dark and all of a sudden someone's face is lit up because they're texting, you see it.
Oh, that's how it worked. Oh, okay.
Yeah, so there's Kanye West's face is lit up in the audience and he's texting, and there's a light in the audience. I mean, you see when somebody's cell phone, you see if there's somebody recording you, you see the light in the audience. You're not completely blinded unless you're in a spot, but not.
Well, I wondered how, because I didn't it connect with the light. That makes so much sense, though.
So anyway, Kanye did tweet an apology.
Oh, he did?
He did. He said he's very sorry that he and Kim truly appreciate all the great work that they do up there and how hard they work and what a great show it was.
Oh, well, good for him.
He did apologize.
You know what? Everybody has little fox passes.
You're supposed to be French.
Faux pas.
There you go.
A little faux pas here and there.
And today, December the 4th, is Santa's List Day.
Oh.
Remember you were asking yesterday if I knew what was going to get Keith for Christmas or whatever stuff?
And you said you don't.
Well, now is the day I should figure that out because it's Santa's list. It's the day to make your list. But I think
mine's been made for weeks.
Are you the kind of person who shops all year long for Christmas?
I have one more gift to buy and that's it.
Punch you right in the throat.
You know what though? I can't. I'm not a shopper. I like to sit in my bed and shop online. Because then I can do what I want, go where I want. Going to the mall is not a fun time for me.
Thanks for supporting the local economy, Louie.
I know. But going to the mall when there's tons of people in there.
What?
I have no patience for that anymore.
And that was Sue Barber, our friend.
Yes.
The late Sue Barber and her husband Aubrey. It was their Christmas tradition. December 24th, the craziest day in the mall. That was the day that they chose to go in and run through all the stores and buy all their stuff. They loved it.
Yeah.
Last minute pandemonium Christmas Eve shopping.
I got to cook and you clean the house and you got to wrap.
That's why they had time, because Susie never cooked or cleaned.
Plus, she wore those Ugg boots there. Those
No, she wore Crocs.
Crocs, yes.
In the winter.
Crocs. Yeah, she's
oh,
such
dear.
a doll. We'll miss her.
We do.
Yes.
On the show today, speaking of Christmas, what chocolate? Oh, it's Advent. Well, I think yesterday was the first day of Advent. So people have their Advent calendars.
I love
you
those.
Can open the Advent calendar to get a chocolate for every day of Advent.
The beauty world has some too. Like different companies make them,
Really?
and you open the door and there's like a sample size of a face cream or something.
Well, so for chocolate lovers, there's a great thing going on that's a fundraiser for Arch, the Chocolate Express. So we've got Julie Primo and Natasha are here from Arch to talk about that event coming up.
Chocolate and Stokely Creek.
And then we have a local author coming on from St. Joe's Island. I think it was one of her relatives, grandfather, great-grandfather, somewhere in her lineage was, I believe he was a soldier in the war.
Oh.
Yes, and so she's going to come and she wrote a book, sort of family history. So she's on the show too.
And I'll have news.
So there you go, and I'll have a coffee. So we'll be back right after this. Don't go anywhere. No. Welcome back to Mornings with Luann and Tim and Natasha and Julie. Hello.
Hi, Tim.
Welcome back, Julie.
Yes, I've been here once before, but not with you, Tim.
Who are you with, Riley?
A young boy. I don't remember his name.
Oh, well then. Oh, that was Alex Parr.
Yeah, Alex Parr.
A young boy. I love that you called Alex Parr a young boy.
Talking about the butterfly release.
Am I the old man?
Nope, you're the fun person.
I'm the fun one.
Fun person.
Well, now, so tell me about what you guys do at Arch. Oh, this is, by the way, they're here from Arch, and we're talking about a great event that's going to be a lot of fun and delicious too, and healthy. So what is your job at Arch?
My job at Arch is supportive care. So I support our residents and family members emotionally and spiritually.
That's a huge job. I bet you love it though.
I do. Yeah.
It's one of the things I think that we hear most about from I have some friends who've had relatives that have passed at Arch, and they've always talked about the client care. Well, I don't even want to call them clients, the people who come there, right? Because it is such a there's so much dignity involved, there's so much privacy involved, there's so much compassion involved, right?
Absolutely.
And you have your own office there where you do counseling and stuff.
I do.
I saw you. And it's so beautiful out there. Everybody has a view, right?
We are blessed.
In the woods. And Julie, let's talk about your work at Arch.
So essentially, I'm the support services manager. So Natasha and I work together. She's the lead, and I support her. And I also manage our 150 volunteers.
Wow.
And I call myself the mom of the hospice.
Yes.
So if anything needs to be done, pretty much that's my bucket.
Right, right. So now there's an event coming up. It's called the Chocolate Express, am I right?
Absolutely.
Okay, so I love chocolate. Tell me what I'm doing. Where am I going? How am I getting chocolate? And how is it helping Arch?
So unfortunately, Natasha and I both have never been to the event.
Oh, okay.
So, but we're
how many have they done before?
So this is our 4th annual.
Okay.
We normally recruit about 450 people.
What?
Which is incredible. Yes, it's one of our biggest events.
Wow.
Yeah, so if you want to go, you should probably decide to go sooner than later. So it's
because it fills up.
Yes.
Get
so
your tickets.
Everybody likes chocolate.
So what happened was our intern, we have an NOHFC intern every year.
NOHFC is Northern Ontario Heritage Fund.
Yeah, so they deserve a plug. So we've had them, I think, 5 years. I've been with Arch 4 years, and that year Alex Mantha was our intern, and all of our interns have to create an event. So she chose to do Chocolate Express, and it was at Stokely, because we know Stokely reminds us of Arch Hospice. It's in a beautiful setting, absolutely beautiful, north of the Sioux.
Hey, there's the posters up right now.
Oh, look at that. Chocolate
January 13th,
So,
Stokely Creek Lodge.
So we lured them in with chocolate.
For physical fitness.
Yeah, that's pretty much our strategy.
But wait a second, you gotta make it clear that physical fitness is great, but chocolate's also good for mental health.
Yeah,
yes.
Chocolate is great.
Let's go with that route, isn't it? Okay, so go ahead. We lure them with chocolate.
Yes, and then they have a choice. So we get a lot of newbies. We have people that have never even been to Stokely before.
Okay.
And then we have a lot of people who've never even been snowshoeing or cross-country skiing before. So our trails are more novice trails, and as you're snowshoeing and hiking, the premise is, well, skiing, the premise is that you get chocolate along the way. So we encourage you to even go further than you would have thought you could, because you want more chocolate.
In the name of chocolate.
In the name of chocolate.
Okay.
And we have s'mores, like at a real fire as you're snowshoeing.
I just made a little noise.
I know. And then at the end, our chef, the past 3 years, has made churros.
Who is that chef guy?
Well, that was Eric, and Eric's not with us anymore. But Tom is going to try to make Tom.
But is he at Arch though?
Yeah, Tom's at Arch now.
Because you guys, when I came out for the tour,
yeah,
were you there when were you?
Yeah, I think so.
I was.
She was.
I was. Yes.
Okay, that's where I saw your beautiful office. This chef Tom, and he's like a chef.
Yeah.
He was doing the baking for the day, but like serious baking, like muffins and things. And then he was also getting stuff ready for the dinner. It was like appetizer stuff. The kitchen smelled amazing. It was like beautiful food. So is he making the stuff for the Chocolate Express?
Him and our volunteers. But maybe, would you like to talk a little bit about the meal program, Natasha?
Yeah.
Sure, absolutely, yes.
Go.
Okay.
What? Tell
yes, so Chef Tom, our amazing Chef Tom, is there Monday to Friday, and I have to tell you that I walk into work every day and there are fresh muffins, and it is hard to say no. I'm not sure about the waistline because it's definitely tempting, but anyhow, he's there and he cooks for our residents every day. He'll go into the rooms and, you know, hold the hands of our residents and ask, what would you like for breakfast today? So there's a real compassion connection there with him and the families in our residence. And then on comes lunch, and he is cooking a fresh homemade lunch for the residents, for the staff, for the family members. And it's actually a fundraising opportunity for Arch as well, because we charge $5 by donation minimum for a lunch, so it actually works well for us on all levels.
And that kitchen, you walk in there, it's everything out there is so bright.
Yeah.
And windows everywhere, and even the kitchen, you walk in and you feel like it's just spacious and bright, and the smell is great, and the things covered in glass, and I loved it.
Well, you're welcome back anytime.
Okay, thanks.
So the two things I definitely think Arch Hospice did really well when we were built in 2008 was location. So we're built on 3 acres, which some people may not know this, on 4th line.
Yeah.
So every resident room, like you said, has a huge window and a lookout space. And the architecture of the building feels like a lodge.
It does.
Some people are sometimes afraid to come to hospice, right? So we really want people to understand how beautiful the hospice setting is and how healing it is.
And the common areas too. I mean, you have a variety of places where you can go, smaller, more intimate spaces to sit, fireplaces to sit, bigger rooms when you have more sort of parties or workshops or events. And then also accommodations. I mean, you have rooms for family. I mean, you have, and then the children's wing.
Yeah.
Beautiful room. The bed can actually be designed so the bed can actually come out of the room into the yard if they need to.
Absolutely.
In the beautiful months. Once again, accommodation for families of the children. It's really so well thought out. And so, how much money are we looking to raise with this Chocolate Express?
So the Chocolate Express does normally raise over $10,000.
Good.
You had the sign up before, but we do have a sponsor. So they're our trail sponsor, and that's Maitland Ford. So anyone who's thinking, how can 450 people?
There it is again.
How can
Maitland Ford.
How can 450 people drive to Stokely and Park? You're right, that's not possible. So Maitland is our shuttle service. So you can utilize the shuttle from 11:30 to 1 to go to Stokely.
Where's the shuttle go from?
Mountain View School.
Oh, great. So you drive up to Mountain View.
Yep.
And the shuttle will take you to Stokely.
Yeah, and the team at Maitland, they're so much fun and they're so kind.
Absolutely.
So last year was our first or second year having the shuttle with Maitland, but it really helps improve the customer experience, like the whole experience of everyone going out to Stokely, because we don't want to annoy the people that live around Stokely
with all those vehicles
and park in their driveway. That's not okay.
So now, what about do you have a choice of skiing or snowshoeing?
Yeah, and some people, you do get a trail pass for that day. So some people will go in the morning and do that. The cost is $25 or $50 in pledges.
Okay.
And we do have pledge forms if you want to get pledges, and we give prizes for the 3 top pledges.
Because we've got time. We're about a month away. Is that right? Just a little over a month away.
Yep.
We will mention that you should, if you're planning on getting your ticket, do so before December 29th, because you do receive a Dragonfly beautiful buff to wear on the trail.
What's a buff?
A buff.
It keeps you warm.
Does it
like
go around here like a little scarf?
Yeah.
And it's a butterfly?
Dragonfly.
So
close.
Sorry,
So
dragon. I knew the dragonfly was for cancer.
Transformation.
Transformation.
You got it. You got it.
You got it. Tickets are at Arch Hospice, online, The Shoe Fits, and Maitland Ford, of course.
Okay. And then how long are we out there?
You can, if you do the shuttle, you're out there 3-4 hours.
Okay.
If you drive yourself, you're out there as long as you want to be.
Really? And how much chocolate can you consume in one afternoon?
Well, you'll have to come and check that out.
And I will clarify, the chocolate starts at 1. So if you go early, there's no chocolate. But if you really want to get extra fit and eat more chocolate, you can.
You want to make room for the chocolate?
Yes. Then 12 o'clock registration, 1 o'clock sharp to about 4 is the actual event time.
Okay.
And there's already snow in Sault Ste. Marie, so
it's going to be gorgeous out there. I mean, it always is.
It'll be a great day.
And even if there's no snow, just walk. Walk and eat chocolate.
Perfect. We can do that.
Thank you for coming in.
Thank you.
Always a pleasure to have you folks from Arch here.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for all that you do.
Thanks for what you do.
I don't know what I do except I'll say, we'll be right back with more Mornings with Luann and Tim right after this. Such a pleasure.
Thank you, Tim.
Who wants to go to a Greyhound game?
I spilled coffee on myself.
Okay, that's the second time this morning.
Seriously.
I came in this morning, she had a big wet spot, and she's like, well, that's my Tide to go, because I spilled stuff on myself.
You know, Tide to go in my desk.
And now she's done it again.
Now I've done it again.
You need a sippy cup.
Apparently.
Who wants, I was singing a song.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Who wants to go to the Greyhound game? Do you? Do you? We did a draw. We had 2 tickets to give away to the, it's the Flint Fire. I forget what the name of the Flint team is. It just says versus Flint. But anyway. Oh, wait. Flint Firebirds.
You were close.
I was close. Anyway, there's a game between the Sioux Greyhounds and the Flint Firebirds at the GFL Memorial Gardens on Wednesday, December the 5th. Hey, that's tomorrow.
Yes, it is.
So guess who won the 2 tickets for the Greyhound game tomorrow?
Tell us who won, Tim.
Her name is Melissa DiNardo.
Yay, Melissa.
Congratulations, Melissa DiNardo. You answered the skill testing question, which was, who are they playing on December the 5th? Wasn't that difficult? Well, unless you're me. So we'll be in touch with Melissa. Congratulations. You're going to the Greyhound game tomorrow, courtesy of Hound Power, Sioux Greyhounds, and Superior Media. Oh, look, they even look at Michael. Thank you for doing that. And then you can go and check out the picture of me and Luann on the boards. Have you seen that yet?
No, have you?
Yeah, when I was there.
Oh, you sang the anthem.
Yeah, and people were just hitting us with pucks over and over again. They were like, my face as a target.
Did you like it? Did it look okay?
What, our picture?
Yeah.
Oh, I look great.
Okay then. All right then. So I have lots of pock marks or pock marks.
Oh, that's funny, Luann.
Right? I just came up with that just now, you know. You think you're the entertainer?
Good.
Entertainer.
Entertainer.
He doesn't know anything about. Julia Roberts is playing a mother
Yeah, she's
in
our
her
age.
next movie.
Well, she's.
But Julia Roberts? The movie's called Ben is Back, and she's the mother of a son who's been away to rehab and is coming back, and the trials and tribulations of him trying to stay on course and her trying to make sure he stays on course. So it's Ben is Back is the movie. And like I said, Julia Roberts as a mom.
Why do you have a hard time with that?
Well, because she's gorgeous, and she doesn't look like she's 40, whatever she is. And this boy has to be 20 years old in the movie, seemingly.
Oh.
Yeah, but seriously, like honestly.
Well, I don't know. I saw her on Ellen, and she looks. Did you see her on Ellen when they Kardashianed her up?
No.
She doesn't have that many Instagram followers. So Ellen said, you have to, if you want more Instagram followers, you got to be more like the Kardashians, because they are the
queens.
The queens of social media, and they know how to play the game. So they brought her a fake set of bosoms. That strapped on around her neck, and they were massive. And then they put her in like a Kim Kardashian type, almost like a J-Lo, just enough to cover the. And Kardashian
funny.
It was hysterical. And then they brought out somebody who's a co-star, maybe the co-star from the movie.
Young man?
No, maybe the guy that is there a father in this movie?
I don't know.
Anyway, so I knew that something was up because I haven't heard from Julia Roberts in a very long time.
Well, you said that to me this morning. What's she doing? Because she's all over the place now.
Promoting a film. So there you go.
And she did, I think it was Stephen Colbert, for the first time ever, to talk about the movie. So that was a big blah on Twitter.
What just happened to our screen?
Oh my gosh.
Oh, there's a...
You kicked it.
No! Somebody called the PUC. Our lights went,
On TV.
Hey, what comes up next? The news.
The news comes up next.
Let's hope that you do it at the other studio. We have 2 studios. We're very fancy here.
We are.
Oh, look, the candles are back on.
Oh, look at the lovely candles. Just in time. Thanks so much for watching. Stay tuned. We have news coming up right after this.
You can dress her up, but you can't take her anywhere.
Oh, hi. Good morning. It shows too, doesn't it?
This is the tide to go. So she had like a little dribble
of coffee.
Yeah, because she can't keep her mouth closed
long enough to swallow it.
So the coffee dribbled, and so now the tide to that's 4 times as large as the dribble you had to begin with.
Well, it wasn't working at first, so you know you have to push it down, right? So then it wasn't working. So then I pushed it down, and it would just like that.
I offered to blow on it, but she said that Jim wouldn't like that. So
no, and nobody would believe it either. Hey, do you watch The View ever? Have you ever?
Well, I have.
Back in the day, yeah.
But I haven't seen it since it was Barbara Walters.
Oh my, it's been a minute.
And Joy Behar and what's her name?
Well, Joy Behar's back because she had been gone for a little bit.
Are you going to talk about
and
Kid
Meghan
Rock?
McCain?
Oh no, they had it out.
Oh,
I didn't see it. Tell me.
Have it out. So they're talking about George H.W. Bush and his passing, and you know they're going around the table and they're chatting about it, and I feel awkward. I gotta hide it. So they're going around the table, and Joy says, and something that I find really interesting was that George H.W. Bush was the president who passed legislation with regards to an environmental issue in 1990. And she said it's interesting because nobody really talks about that. And she continued to say, if I ever became a one-issue voter, I would. And Meghan McCain interrupted her and said, can we just focus on the president? Can we just talk about President Bush? We don't want to hear about everything else. So Joy said, excuse me, I'm talking. And Meghan said, we don't want to hear what your opinion is about this, Joy. And Joy said, well, we don't want to hear about your opinion either. So Whoopi Goldberg goes, we'll be right back. Apparently, during the commercial break, Joy lost her banana. She was off her nut. If you guys don't rein in this B word, I am walking, because she's walked out before, right? They don't want her to walk out. So she just like squawked and squealed, and producers apparently charged the desk to try and calm everybody down. And then they came back. They had 2 minutes of commercials. They came back live, and neither one of them spoke to each other.
Wow.
How awkward is that?
Did you hear about Kid Rock?
No.
Okay, so Joy Behar, when Kid Rock was photographed with Sarah Palin in the White House with the portrait of whatever, Joy Behar said it was the saddest day in the history of the White House.
Oh, yes.
With all these NRA people, Sarah Palin, Kid Rock, posing. There was somebody else too.
There goes our monitor.
Somebody else blew up the candles. So anyway, he has been upset with Joy Behar ever since she said that about the worst day in the history of the White House because he was there.
Right.
So he was doing a live interview on Fox and Friends, I think, and he was talking about we need to stop all of the Kid Rock saying we need to stop all of this being negative and mean to each other and blah blah blah, and we need to be nice to each other, except that Joy Behar B word, screw her. Screw
so
that.
That's awesome.
And the host of Fox and the people, the live audience was like, yes, right? Because it's like, yeah, let's be mean. And so the host from Fox and Friends said, no, we don't talk that way. We don't say that about people. We apologize to Joy Behar.
Good for her.
So Joy finds out on The View. They tell Joy, so did you hear what Kid Rock said about you? And she's like, no, what? And he called you the B word. She said, really? Okay, well, you know what? This B word and these B words would like you to come on the show and we'll talk to you in person, Kid Rock.
Ooh,
yeah.
I wonder if he has enough courage to do that.
I don't think so. So yeah, she's feisty, that one.
Yeah, you know what? When she believes, but honestly, I thought that watching the video, Meghan McCain was totally out of line.
Telling her
totally out of line.
Because you know what? Those are they don't want to hear negative things about a president who just passed away. Oh, it's not the time. It's not.
But she's talking about something good that he did.
Yeah, it's about the environment.
So she's saying, yeah, and she said, our current president, and that's when McCain said, yeah, we don't want to hear about what you think and blah, blah, blah. See, it's good we get along, eh?
Can you lower that now? No, there's still, okay, so you keep blowing on those, and we're going to go to a commercial, and when we come back, maybe, I don't know what you're thinking, if you blow on them, they're going to expand, I don't know. Is there like a,
yeah,
try that.
No, that thing fell off years ago.
So I'm going to bring on Jacqueline Rains, and I just saw the book. It's gorgeous. It's about the family history. It's a great-great-great-grandfather of her husband coming up to settle St. Joe's Island.
From St. Joe's Island. So
dating way back to the 1800s. So we'll be talking about that right after we come back on Mornings with Luann and Tim. You're in good hands.
Oh, good.
Oh, we're back. Hi, this is Jacqueline Rains. And she said I can call her Jackie Rains, which I think is Jackie Rains. Has a nice ring to it. Welcome to ONNtv.
Thank you.
So, your husband is the Rains, right?
Right. He's a descendant of the Major.
Of the Major. I'm just going to hold this book up so that Garrett can get a shot of this. This is a beautiful. So you published this yourself?
Yes, I did.
Sheepskin Press?
Sheepskin Press, yes.
When did you form that company?
My friend Elsie Haddon-Mole and I did that a few years, about 15 years, 20 years ago, I don't know.
Really? For the purpose of what?
For publishing books. Like her and I did a historical book together. It was just a name that we could use for publishing. And I've helped other people with some books using the same.
So how did you first get the inspiration to write about Major William Kingdom Rains? That's quite a name, Major William Kingdom Rains.
Yes, well, I was always curious about him, of course, and there was all kinds of rumors about him and stories. And part of the reason that there was a few of them that were not true. It was just like people have assumed things and it's spread through the years and all this kind of stuff. So I wanted to back up the truth about everything, so I did.
Can you give me an example of something that wasn't true that you'd heard over the years?
Well, one of them that came from Anna Jameson and the poet William Brandt. Okay. About his two wives he had on the island were from natives. They weren't. They were from Wales. That's where he met them. He had a relationship with one of the girls, Frances, in Wales, and then when they came to Canada, he brought her sister with him. So he had a relationship with the two women. But that was kind of like a story about it. There is native in the family, though. There is? Oh, yes, yeah.
Did I see a picture of one of the ladies in here? I thought so.
Victoria, yeah.
Yes, okay. So, the book, first of all, I have to compliment you on just how beautiful it looks. Oh, there's a picture on the screen right now of the cover, which is lovely. But it's so beautifully put together, Jackie. And the documentation, you've got original documents in here, original maps. This is dating back, what's the earliest date that you have? Can you recall?
I think 17 something it's in there.
And the photos of some of the stuff from everywhere, not just from on the island, but from dating back to, I mean,
Wales. I was where he came from. Sutton Lodge. He owned that.
Letters, the personal letters are. I was reading some of them before the show. They're just fascinating to read about how, not even just what they said, but how they wrote,
how they talked. Yes,
beautifully.
Yeah, yes. And I kept that all in context. I didn't try to. I kept it the way they said it and the words they said it, even if they were spelled wrong according to today.
Today, right. Let's go back then. So this is your husband's great-great-great-grandfather.
Yes.
He was a major. Tell me about some of his conquests and his involvement in the wars.
Okay, he was in the Napoleon Wars.
Imagine that.
In the Mediterranean area. And, he was out from Malta originally. That's where he came.
He had a wife from Malta.
He married his first wife and she was from Malta.
Didn't last long.
No, they parted after I forget how many years. They weren't married that long. But
right. Okay.
Yeah.
So original Malta, and then Napoleonic Wars.
Yes. So he was in Sicily and all the little islands, Corsica. So they traveled. He was in the artillery, so they would go and set up camp and fight against Napoleon, whatever.
Right.
He also, one of the things that he did was escort the Pope back to Austria, which he received a medal for.
Wow.
Yeah.
How did he end up coming to North America?
Well, when he went back to England...
after the wars?
After the wars, yes. There was offers of the former soldiers to come to Canada.
For land?
For land, yes.
Ah.
Yes, they were.
And he originally settled in the Lake Simcoe area?
Yes.
Okay.
He owned property there.
He says 5,000 acres?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so.
But for some reason, he decided to come north.
Yes, he did. Now, there was rumors that he saw a map and he wanted to come up and settle and do all this kind of thing.
Okay.
But there was a lot of conflict trying to get, he had people come. And after the people, they had to do a certain amount of buildings and property and all this kind of stuff, cultivation.
Right.
And after so many years, the people wanted deeds to those lands. And of course, the government in Upper Canada were really slow in doing that, so he had to abandon it.
Oh.
It was basically a lot of politics involved.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now you mentioned also that he earned his title as major. Back in those days, I didn't know this. A lot of people bought their. How did you phrase that?
Commission.
They bought their commission.
Yes. He never had to do that.
He worked his way up.
He worked his way up. Yes. He was 15 when he went into the military.
No kidding.
Yes.
How long a life did he live?
He was, I think, 89, I think, yeah.
And did you say he ended up with 3 wives?
Yes, he had three, he had 25 children.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
You were busy, Mr. Major Rains.
And that was not uncommon for people to have, the extra. One of his, okay, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, it makes it difficult for you, though, going back on the genealogy, because some of those marriages, one of them was, what did you say, New Zealand or Australia or something like that? You had to trace
one of his sons his youngest son ended up in New Zealand.
So you found a son that nobody else could find?
Yes, yes. And it's funny, he went over to New Zealand from Scotland and on this ship. And there was a girl there, she was 8 years old. He married her when she was 18. And so he had a family there, and so there's a whole bunch of relatives there.
So now, and what's interesting about this, and I'm going to say, Jackie, that this book, anybody who's a historian, anybody who lives in the area is going to get a kick out of this book.
Yes.
Because you're talking about letters from Deborah from St. Joe Island, 1856. The talking about shopping lists, and I bought this kind of grain from you and that kind of grain, and I'm going to pay you, and it's just incredible, and the photos are gorgeous.
Thank you.
So how you worked on this starting in 2014? Did you?
Yeah, in December 2014, and then I couldn't have it ready
What's that picture we're seeing right there, Jackie?
Oh, that's me at the at Eldon Hall this summer in Lake Simcoe.
Oh,
that's his artifacts. I took his 1795 atlas down.
You have an atlas of his from 1795?
Oh, the museum, St. Joseph Island Museum. And so they let us borrow it to go there for the summer.
Yeah.
And his sword.
That's his.
And then there was a poem. I have a book of his poems, handwritten poems. And so I took one down there. And you know how ironic life is. Yeah. Apparently it was Lady Sybil's favorite poet.
Now Lady Sybil was?
That's who he sold the property to.
In Simcoe?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's called, yes.
And this is where obviously there's a museum down there now.
Yeah, and that was part of, like, his home was part of that.
Oh, no kidding?
Yeah.
He actually lived in what?
Yes,
okay.
but his part was very small because she built onto it after.
Lady Sybil did?
Yes.
No, Lady Sybil.
Yeah.
So now where is this book available?
I sell it from my house. I didn't do it. Yeah, I didn't do it on consignment because I just don't feel like taking care of that stuff. So people can get it.
Do you have a Facebook page or something, Jackie, or how do we find if we wanted to get a hold of you to purchase the book?
I have. There was the old family reunion, the Life and Times of Major Rains. If you put that in, it'll come up to a blog that I had for our reunion, and then there's the information there.
Life and Times of Major William Kingdom Rains. Absolutely fascinating. As I said, beautifully put together. This would be a beautiful coffee table book.
Yes.
A great gift for anybody from the Algoma District, anybody who cares about history. And I would love to have you back on the show again and talk some more.
Okay, great.
All right. Listen,
thank you.
Happy holidays to you. Thanks
too.
for being here. And we'll be back to say goodbye with Luann right after this.
Boy, what an interesting book.
She's going to give us a copy.
It really brings you back and try to get you to picture.
She's going to give us a copy, and she's signing it right now. She's going to leave one with us so that our guests can come and look. It's really cool. The pictures,
very interesting.
The letters, very phenomenal.
Well done, Mr. Murphy. We'll see you tomorrow morning.
I'll be here for Hump Day.
And I'll be here with a clean shirt on tomorrow for Hump Day as well.
I want to just take my coffee and throw it at her. We'll see you tomorrow.
Have an awesome day. Thanks for watching.